So are we live right now, or do we gotta wait till that blue circle?
No, we're live right now.
So we're straight?
Mm-hmm.
Well, hello everyone, good evening. It's a little bit after 6. We had a couple, I just got out of one meeting and our young adult police commissioners in safe parameters were having their Christmas party, downstairs, so I was spending some time with them. It's a good bunch of kids. The young adult police commissioners are, freshmen, sophomore, junior, and senior from every high school here in the city of Newport News. And earlier today, they volunteered their time, and I went with them over to the food bank um, here just inside Hampton, and they broke us up into 3 different groups: packaging boxes, breaking down boxes, packaging fruit, and then meals for families, and even packaging for elementary age kids and backpacks. It's really cool, and to see these young people volunteering to give their time, it was just man, it was just really something to see, and they were all talking about it, and I just wow, I could not be more impressed with them and their commitment. So. Yeah, so we met earlier today. We did a session at 12 noon, and then this is our evening session. And just for those that may join in for the first time, that for the last year and a half, we have done conversations or chats with the chief. We pick one day a month. We just have kind of an open forum. I usually spend the first 5 minutes giving you some updates on the department. What does our crime look like? What are some things that have been going on? What's going on? And then the rest is just an open forum. Questions you have that I can interact with you and address. That's exactly what I'll try to do. Uh, on occasion, someone will ask specific about a case. If a case is closed, I will tell you what I can. If it's ongoing, I just ask that understand that I'm not able to talk about open cases. So, I want to say some hi to people that have joined us already. Richard, thank you for being here. Miss Dance, it's good to see you. Keith, thanks for being here, my friend. Merry Christmas to you as well. Uh, Yes, Miss Dance, I would completely agree. I completely agree. Where's your Chris? Oh, so yeah, you must have heard about the Christmas party. Yeah, so thank you for blasting me out. But the Young Adult Police Commissioner's Christmas party, they chose to wear pajamas, and I already caught it from them that I did not have. Well, let's just say this: some outfits down there. Yeah, I don't even know where they sell that stuff at. But they're having a blast. I saw all kinds of cartoon characters and SpongeBob, but they're having a blast. And they are very special people to me. Those kids, they're just something. Brenda, thank you for being here. Uh, and happy holidays to you, ma'am. Is it? Am I reading that? Am I reading that right, Diana?
Diana.
Diana, thank you for being here. I appreciate it. It's good to see you. Um, I'm going to go back and read these just a second, but I do want to share a couple things with you. I want to start out with what's the perception of the city sometimes is a little distorted for a crime more than it actually is. Um, Today, every Monday, the crime numbers come out, our statistics, right? Today, the city sits at a 14% crime reduction this year compared to last year. Last year, we had a 9% crime reduction, and the year before that was 5%. So if I look at the chart and our strategies and deployments and what are we doing, our crime in the city has dropped 5% from 2018 compared to 2017, 9% 2019 compared to 2018, 14% compared to 2020 to 2019. Now, disclaimer, I know every one of those statistics and every one of those data points are an individual, a family, a community, a neighborhood. I understand that. I don't lose focus of that. But I do think it's important. If I can't measure something, I'm really not managing it. Wait a minute, got that reversed. If I can't manage it, I'm not measuring it. Meaning that if burglaries are on the rise and we're doing A, B, and C to address burglaries and they continue to rise, then these strategies, we probably need to tweak them, change them a little bit. On the flip side, so that's why we get the reports every Monday. I want to know, are burglaries going down? Are they staying the same? Or are they increasing? So if we're doing these strategies and we see them increasing, if we tweak some things and do some things differently, and I see them start to drop, then this strategy may be working. And it's a strategy that I can put in other parts of the city or other neighborhoods to achieve reductions as well. So it's a way that we measure ourselves, that we hold ourselves accountable to making sure that we're addressing crime or addressing speed or addressing our citizen interactions or addressing our interactions with youth or making sure that we're staying under budget and not overspending in our overtime, or if we do, being able to explain why. It's about accountability. And I think if we hold ourselves accountable on the small things, it's much easier to hold ourselves accountable on the larger things. So we talk about timelines, accountability. What are those crime numbers? Where are we at? Are we solving crime? Are we not solving crime? Um, but right now, as we stand, the city has a 14% reduction in crime, and that's important that citizens know where our crime is. On a somber note, my friend, Assistant Chief Hudgens, and when I got here, he was a captain in Central Precinct. He's been here well over 25 years. I moved him after a while to our homicide division, our major crimes. He did an outstanding job there. Last year, I promoted him with the assistant of a civilian panel to the position of assistant chief. Um, I was notified about 3 months ago that Chief Hudgens had been selected to become the new chief of Pineville, North Carolina. From what I understand, it's just a little bit outside of Charlotte, North Carolina. Yesterday was his last day. You know, we'd spent some time last week and this week, but we had a conversation one-on-one yesterday, and I will miss Mike. He did an outstanding job as a servant to this city and employee of this department. He has some big footprints. He's touched so much of this department in the city. I know it was not easy for him to leave, but Pineville has gained an outstanding leader. I wish him Godspeed. He will do amazing. And anything that I can do or anybody here can do to help him, we will. But I think it is also a testament to this department that we had an assistant chief here be selected to go lead another department. So, Mike, not only for all the work that you've done here in this community, the development of our officers, making this department better, and for being my friend. I greatly respect you, and I'm very, very thankful for your service to the city, and I wish you nothing but the best in Pineville, North Carolina. And if you guys have warmer summers, we have to come and visit. But I do plan to come down, and plan to go down and see him get sworn in, and it's very well deserved. We talked about our young adult police commissioners, some things that we do. Again, that's a freshman, sophomore, junior, and senior from every high school in the city of Newport News. We work with them about 3 hours every Wednesday. They had their swearing in for this new school year last month. Judge Flythe swore them in. This is her third year consecutively of doing that. She had some words for them one-on-one. And what they do is they help us bridge the gap between law enforcement and community. We do some interaction. We've had Channel 3, 10, and 13 come and work with the youth on doing interviews. They've been before city council and addressed the mayor and city council. We've had conversation and debates on how they see their police department, how they see their city. Is diversity important to them? What does leadership look like to them? We've done some educational vision boards about what they want to do, what they want, where they see themselves. Where do they want to major in college? Where are they going to go to college? We have a thing called beer goggles, and we got some golf carts, and we set up a cone course here in the parking lot of police headquarters, and of course all of them said they could drive. I think just about everyone hit every cone, and some, with their unique ability, were able to hit the same cone twice. But it shows their ability, how you lose ability to focus when you have those goggles on, and how alcohol affects you, and it's just all about education. But they're a great bunch of people. They have huge hearts, and man, I spent most of the day with them today, and it was really, really impactful. It was really very impactful for me. Talked about our crime stats with Chief Hudgens relocating to North Carolina. It allowed us the opportunity to do some promotions. It's important for me to have citizen input. We promoted 1 sergeant, 2 lieutenants, 2 captains, and 1 assistant chief. We promoted Corporal Sturgis to the rank of sergeant. We promoted Sergeant Ross and Sergeant Peregrine to the rank of lieutenant. Lieutenant Hires and Lieutenant J.P. Smith to the rank of captain. And on the panel with me for the new assistant chief to replace Chief Hudgens, I had Karen Witherspoon, the director of our human resources department in the city for Newport News. I had Ms. Albion Lyons from the Virginia Unity Project. She also has an organization called CORE. It focuses very, very hard on leadership, about communication, value, how we talk to people, words matter, She came in just last week and did a training session for us here in the department, the leadership here. And I also had Pastor Maxwell, a mentor to me, pastor of church, and also the president of the NAACP. And on a side note, Pastor Maxwell also helped me out a year and a half ago when we promoted Chief Hudgens. I asked him to sit in, and we promoted Captain Brandon Creswell to the position of assistant chief to replace Chief Hudgens, and he will take that. He's, a matter of fact, I think he's up moving his office in right now, but he will take over on December the 28th as the new assistant chief here as we move forward. So it was very important to me to have citizens involved in our promotional process. I think it's important to get their input. They ask different questions, and we're all looking at leadership from different angles and lenses, and a very competitive process and hard decisions, but I'm very comfortable with where we're headed, and I think Chief Creswell will do an amazing job. We have an academy class that is currently in right now. They're about halfway through. We did have a couple classmates that got sick with the COVID virus. We shut everything down. We gave everybody 2.5 weeks, let everybody go through that period. But it did push our graduation back about 2.5 weeks. So we will graduate them towards the end of March. But they're halfway through now, and we have a new class that will start. We pushed that back about 2 weeks as well. So they'll start about mid-February, our first class in 2021. We do 3 academies a year, so we have new recruits coming out every 4 months instead of every 6 months. It speeds things up a little bit and helps us with our overtime and vacancies that we have. Touching base a little bit on, well, you know what? Let me catch up on. Jim, I'm going to ask you to go back to the top. Let me just make sure I said hello to the people that are here, and then I want to talk to you a little bit about things towards the end of the year, holiday season, and just protecting ourselves in our neighborhood. So Keith, Latoya got her. Scrolling down just a bit. Wait, where's your Christmas party? Yeah, Christmas party. Brenda, have a safe and Merry Christmas. Your perfect example. Well, Brenda, thank you. Miss Dan, happy holiday. Same to you. Chris, it's good to have you on board. Thank you, sir. Thanks for protecting us. Thank you. Have you heard anything of the Susan Levy case? Yeah, we're gonna have to probably talk offline on that. Thank you for Diane. Thank you very much, Pam. So I saw a Facebook post today that the guy who was arrested at the park, open carry, was found not guilty in Newport News Court. So does that mean you can carry open sit? So does that mean you can open carry in city-owned public places, even though the city passed a law or ordinance? So they passed an ordinance saying you cannot carry. It's funny, Pam. I just saw the video. I had not heard about the court case. I just saw the video that he posted. I want to do a little bit of research, but I saw what the lawyer said, that the judge deemed that you cannot be charged with trespassing in a public park with a firearm based on the city ordinance, that it looked like a civil fine. So I think what they're saying is it is not a criminal offense to carry that firearm, that we can't in a public place. It is more of a civil penalty. So instead of an arrest for a misdemeanor, trespassing, right, it becomes a civil penalty, or a fine, in essence, a fine. The gray area it puts us in is if an individual is in a city park carrying a firearm and we issue them a fine for carrying such firearm, then because you can't carry it in a city park, then it becomes you either need to put the firearm up or leave the park. And what happened in Mr. Dunn's case is he didn't leave the park, and the officers then made a trespassing arrest based off of the city ordinance. So it certainly is, according to the judge, clear that it should not have been arrested for trespassing, and that it does create a gray area on how we will handle situations where individuals are carrying a firearm in a park. If it's just like a traffic ticket to pay the summons or the fine and allow them to stay with the firearm. But it looks like that was the message the judge sent today. So I'll be doing a little bit of follow-up, but it's funny you mentioned that. I just finished watching that video. It's actually why I was a little bit late walking in the door. I wanted to see what that said. Gene, thank you. Gene, thank you for being here. Lawrence, good evening, Chief. Just wanted to wish you all, wow. Lawrence, I appreciate that. Merry Christmas again to you and your family. Bonnie, thank you so much for being here tonight. Mrs. Bazemore, happy. Wow, thank you. Thank you very much. Josh, same to you, my friends. Good to see you. Good to see you the other night. Nice job on the Christmas lights. Uh, Merry Christmas, Anthony. Appreciate you being here. Congratulations, Brandon, all the recent promote. Oh, wow. Jamie, thank you. Appreciate that. I know that means a lot to him. Now, I am going to tease him about moving in so late at night, but no, absolutely. Uh, Dar, look, Merry Christmas to you. Thank you so much. Merry Christmas to you and your family. Please be safe. Happy. Oh, wow. Thank you. I'll pass that on. And Audrey, congratulations. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Deborah, it's good to see you back. Thank you. I know you were joined us earlier this afternoon. Thanks for being here. Uh, he's up to my 33-year-old. So please keep on the lookout on leads, on no updates on
That happened in Portsmouth.
Son occurs while murder while walking in the neighborhood. I'm very, very sorry. I'm very, very sorry, Bonnie. Debbie, thank you for being here. Mabel, thank you very much. I appreciate you. Thank you. Kyra, Merry Christmas to you. Merry Christmas to all the officers. God bless. Wow, thank you, Linda. I appreciate that. I really do. John, you know, it's a good thing they didn't let me drive that golf cart, my friend. What a beautiful neighborhood, and you guys were doing great. What he's talking about, myself and the mayor, on Saturday, we did a judging. It was a rough contest. It was a group of a neighborhood in Hilton that had a lighting contest. So there was the mayor's choice, the neighborhood voted, and then my category was best lighting. So I was teasing my friend, but it was a great event. I really had a good time. Billy, I can't see a reason that a person with a permit to carry would not be allowed to carry a weapon in the city park. That would be much danger. Yeah, so Billy, yeah, I'm not here debating it one way or the other. I see both sides. What I can say, the fact is that the city passed an ordinance this year, right? Yeah, this year about open carry, and so the ordinance is there, and then we were called to a situation. So yeah, I'm not here to debate it one way or the other. I don't want that to go down that road. I see both sides clearly. I understand. It was a situation where the city ordinance was in effect, and officers were called and asked to assist, and so went to a court and in front of a judge, and we got a ruling on that. Apparently, we got a ruling today. I'll look into that more tomorrow, but I did see the post. So yeah, Billy, I understand and respect your opinion. I appreciate that. Thank you. Speaking of that, so I cannot believe we're halfway through December. I'm ashamed to say that I have not started my Christmas shopping. I am sure that you all have, but I have not. I usually do wait till the last minute, although every year I say I'm going to do it at the beginning. So a couple things I want to share with you in the holiday season. Please be careful about leaving your cars running. I know it's getting colder out. People starting their cars, or they stop at maybe a convenience store or a restaurant to run and get food, whatever, and they leave their car running. We're seeing some auto thefts. Now where people are smashing windows and hot wiring cars. They're opening car doors that are unlocked, cars that are running and driving down the street. And some are committing crimes in it, but for the majority, they take it from point A to point B and then just ditch the car or leave the car. So just please keep an eye on your vehicles. If you're able to lock it while it's running and have a spare key, or just please keep an eye on it. But we are seeing auto thefts. And the two other things, when you leave your cars unlocked, and I have been guilty of it myself, I have to catch myself. I walk in and you know what, did I lock the car? And I go back out and hit the beep beep, right? But we see people leaving their car unlocked, and laptops, purses, cell phones, change or money. We're not seeing people break car windows and grab things. We're seeing people try levers, doors unlocked, and grab something and walk on. If the doors are locked, for the most part, majority of the time, they just leave that car and go to the next. I think we're showing a video on our Facebook page of I think it was a Ring camera that caught an individual clearly showing what they're doing when they break into a vehicle. So I'm not even sure break-in is the right word, because they're not really smashing windows. They're cars that are unlocked. And it is the one crime that citizens can really help us with if they look out for each other. The doors being left unlocked and people in the neighborhood walking around looking in windows or looking at cars. It also happens a lot in parking lots, and especially at Christmas, right? The holiday season when we're doing a lot of shopping. If you put gifts in your car and go into another store, I don't want to see anyone come out and their Christmas gifts, holiday gifts be gone and the car unlocked. So that's one thing I would ask for us to citizens to really look out for and watch, pay attention to. The other is, I think the term is porch bandits, pirates, like the swashbucklers. Um, we order gifts, right? They're delivered, and today, especially with the pandemic, packages are left on our front porch. And what happens? Individuals in the neighborhood see that, and they go over and pick it up and just walk off. So a couple things. One, I'd ask to look out for your neighbors, right? Be cognizant if you're home to just if you see someone walking up, or if you see a package on a porch, just maybe take note of it. Second, if you're getting packages delivered, maybe try to work out a time frame when that package is going to be there, or you can go home and get it at lunch. Maybe instead of it being there 8 hours, that you could get it maybe within 2 or 3 or 4 hours on the lunch break. Or if you get a package, don't just leave it sit out. Make sure you don't forget to bring it in and pick it up off the porch and bring it inside. But just look out for each other. We do have some of that, and I know some of the other cities are experiencing the same thing. So we try to share information, but also I think awareness and the proactive approach will be much better than arrests that are made, because there have been some of those situations here, and I just ask us to be cognizant. But those are some of the things that I wanted to touch base on. Can you go back up just above Jennifer? How do you feel about the vaccine? Deborah, it's a good question. I understand that it's coming. It will be accessible very soon. I actually had a conversation with the assistant city manager and the fire chief. We talked about those things. We looked at our numbers in the department, and the fire department, of how many. So yeah, I'm not sure. I try to watch. Chief Hudgens was really one of our experts here, who was really on top of the pandemic, the updates that we would receive, the new restrictions. So yeah, I've heard about the vaccine. We are looking at our numbers. We've had some conversations about how we would distribute that, or how it would be obtained. And I don't want to be wrong. I believe the first batch is going to go to those that are suffering, or in high risk, or in the medical field, and then first responders. But I have not seen a plan yet of how it would be laid out, or how we're going to do that. So yeah, I'm just not sure. I shared earlier, so just being open and transparent. I'm sure all of us know someone who has gotten sick or ill. I pray no one has lost anyone, but we certainly know that we've had deaths across our country and our state. I was notified last week that my mother had contacted the virus, so I called her every day. I talked to her today. She's getting a little bit stronger each day, but I do worry about her. I'm very blessed. My sister lives close to there, so she keeps an eye on her. But of course, my dad, right, the man of the family, son, I'm not going to get sick. I'm not going to. So I said, well, what phone are you talking on? He said, the one I was just talking on that I got from your mother. So you're passing the phone around back and forth. Do you really think you're not going to get sick? But to him, yeah. So I get it. But I have my sister checking on him. My mom's doing, like I said, she's doing a little bit better each day, but I do call and check on her. So, yeah, Deborah, I just kind of wait and see. I know they've been working on it for a while, and I trust our medical professionals, and I look forward to seeing how it rolls out, and the effects. And it's so widespread right now, this pandemic, and we've been dealing with it. This year has been something I've never seen in my lifetime. So I'm very anxious to see how things go. Jennifer, thank you very much. Merry Christmas. Thanks for being here. I can't see any reason that a person with a permit to carry. Did we hit that one all right?
Mm-hmm.
I wish all the Well, Bill, thank you so much, my friend. Thank you. And to you and your family as well. Please be safe. And great points you brought up. I appreciate that. Pamela, thank you. I appreciate you being here tonight. Anthony, this is excellent service you guys provide. Shows the human side. Well, thank you, Mr. Johnson. I appreciate that, my friend. Thank you. So, Bill, so I see your question. So, wait a minute. So, can you still carry concealed? I don't think the issue was concealed. I think it was for open carry. So, yes, the issue was for open carry was the problem. And like I said, I don't want to speak wrong. I really want to look at what happened in court. I just saw, like I said, I saw the Facebook post that Mr. Dunn put out, and I just want to reread that. But I understand what they were saying, I think. Julie, thank you. Oh, thank you very much, Julie. I appreciate that. Yeah, Bill, we don't want to leave a child in the car. Absolutely. Thank you for serving. Each one of you are important. Bonnie, thank you so much. That means a lot. Chris.
I think that's because you said you haven't started your Christmas shopping yet.
You're telling me that's the way to go. Okay, I appreciate that. Yeah, I wait every year till the last minute, and then end up doing it all in like 2 days. Uh, Out there in the hustle and bustle, exactly what I want to stay away from, right? But it's all right. Keisha, hey, how are you? I hope all is well. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays to your family. Do you think you could ever do a meet and greet in the Heatherwood Loop area? Let me tell you, I miss those. I enjoyed getting out and walking a little bit. I did that over the summer and into the fall. Just as the weather changed and the pandemic, it got harder for some people to come out. So, yep, Deborah, I would very much like to do that. That'd be cool. You can also reroute to pick up. Wait, what?
Talking about porch pirates.
Oh,
Reroute
yes,
their
yeah,
pickup.
there you go. Okay, great. He's saying that you can reroute the. Yes, very good. That's a good question, Deborah. We have had. It's funny you say that. I've had some conversations. I think there's some concern from some, but for the most part, most of the officers I talk to have been very, very favorable and really looking very, very forward to it. One that may work in this office is very, very really looking forward to be accessible. So, but there has been some that have had some questions, and I'm certainly not an expert. Chief Hudgens has really been the one that's been driving that and is much more up to date and up to speed. I did talk with Chief Hudgens before he left, and so we got a new point of contact now. But yeah, it's an interesting question. Maureen, Merry Christmas, wish you the best. Maureen, Katie's Grammy. Wow, Maureen, it's very good to hear from you. Very, very Merry Christmas to you and your family. Please be safe. And wow, special to have you here tonight. That means a lot to me. Thank you. My neighbor's car was stolen, but only because she left her keys in it and was using the commission of crime by your property. Yep, driver, that's very important. That's why I say a lot, really, the reports we see or videos we see is if those car doors are locked, the windows are rolled up, they just go on to the next place. We're not seeing a lot of cars that like have the windows broken into and smash and grabs like that. It's really crimes of opportunity, right? The car's running, windows are down, doors are unlocked, people run inside. It's just quick access. Karen, thank you very much. That means a lot. Scrolling down just a little bit more. Sorry, you won't. I'm praying. Oh, thank you, Jane. It means a lot. Yeah, like I said, she's doing better each day. I called and talked to her this afternoon. My dad's a little stubborn. I'm working on that though. I'm trying. It's easy. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Oh, okay, great. So yeah, this has been a challenging year for us, not just in law enforcement, but our cities and communities. But for this department, we lost Officer Thine in January. We had the situation that unfolded in Minneapolis, and then in Atlanta, Wisconsin. We've had we saw the civil unrest, and protests, and demonstrations, rallies that we've had here in our city, and then the pandemic that really has gone through uh, multiple months in 2020. So it's been a rough year. But I will tell you, I cannot be more impressed with the men and women, sworn and civilian both, in this department. Those that I believe put themselves in harm's way, that we don't know what the next call is, we don't know what's around the corner. Men and women coming to work, responding to those calls for service, responding to citizens in need. Um, and we do the very best we can. We push and push and push. Please watch your social distancing. Make sure we're washing our hands. Keep your mask on. But yeah, are there times that an officer doesn't have a mask? Absolutely. They don't drive around with it on, and so if they pull up and something erupts in front of them, they may not have time to put it on. They do the best they can, but there are times they don't. We've done very well with staffing. We've got individuals volunteer to work extra shifts to cover for those who are out sick, to make sure that our neighborhoods stay safe, that we're able to be still be proactive. And I just could not be more impressed with the level of professionalism and dedication that I see from men and women. Like I said, both sworn and civilian in the department. I really, really appreciate the work that they do. Um, we have our holiday patrols going on. Patrick Henry Mall is a big partnership with the police department. All the shopping that we see up and down Jefferson and Warwick. So we have overtime spots where people are filling. just driving around. They should use, hopefully you see some of them with their blue lights on, just to keep a visible presence and deterrence awareness, right? And then we also have officers volunteering for port transports, meaning that they're driving in neighborhoods and areas. A lot of the areas where we have homeless, as the weather gets colder, we want to make sure if we see someone out in the element and they need help or assistance or shelter, that we're able to get them to a safer place to provide services. And while I'm there, I want to thank the churches. I've talked to Pastor Maxwell a lot. I want to thank the churches that work with us and work with the city to take in homeless and help take care of them, and or no, I shouldn't say just homeless, people who need a place, who've been misplaced or fall on hard times or whatever the situation is, but to keep people warm out of the winter elements, to take care of other people, that means a lot. And I think it speaks volumes for our community, our churches, our citizens in this city. I really, really appreciate you, and just wanted to say thank you. Bonnie, thank you for that. That means a lot. I appreciate that. As we go forward into 2021, I'm excited for a new year. We'll meet and lay out our goals and our objectives of what we want to try to accomplish. I will tell you, one of my top priorities this year was to fully staff the 911 center, our dispatchers. I worked those individuals way too hard. They were very understaffed for a while. They were covering some shifts, people volunteering, working over. That is a stressful assignment. When we talk about first responders, in a lot of ways, dispatchers, I think, are our first responders. We talk about how officers de-escalate situations and calls and try to take a step back and calm situations down. That's what dispatchers do every second. Pick up the phone, they hang up, and they're on another call. And most people that dial 911 are not calling to just talk about their day. They're calling because they're in a time of crisis. They need support. They need help. They need a response. I think our dispatchers do a phenomenal job, but we had a commitment, this whole department, that we wanted to staff that 911 center. And Chief Hudgens and Captain Bradley and Fran, Lori, Stacy, they did a phenomenal job getting people in, training them, and we met that goal. We were able to staff the 911 center. So we're able to, you do a shift and you get time and can do other things. You don't have to, we're not asking so many people to stay over and because it is stressful, right? They need a break. They've done just an amazing job. I could not be more impressed. But we did. Our goal was by the end of the year, and they achieved that. And I could not be more impressed. And I also want to say thank you for the work that those men and women do. They truly are first responders, and I appreciate that. Love seeing you and donating time in the store. Oh, I appreciate that, man. Thank you, sir. Angela, greatly appreciate all your officers do. Angela, thank you so much. It means a lot. Thank you. Cars with remote start feature, when you can start your car to warm or cool before you come out of the house. Can you be ticketed if your car is and you drive? Right? No. We're not ticketing people at all. It's just about precaution. It's about making sure that if your car is running, keep an eye on it. What happens when they're unattended? It is offer that if it's unlocked and running, that it makes an easy target. So all we're trying to do is harden that target to decrease the possibility of a car being stolen. Like I said, car theft, car break-ins, theft from vehicles. If those doors are locked and the windows up, 95% individual moves on. We just aren't seeing people stand there and try to force or break in, make a lot of noise and draw attention. It's the vehicles that are left running, unattended, windows down, unlocked. That's where we're seeing the issue. But no, you won't. You're not going to get a ticket for your car running in your driveway. Oh, Billy, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, I think there's a couple retired officers that still work up there. Was the Target parking lot burglary accurate? If so, they want to check on that. It's very dark towards the back of the lot. I appreciate all you do. Yeah, thank you very much. It's not it's not clicking right now with me on the burglary at the Target parking lot. We certainly do some crime prevention. We talk to stores all the time about lighting. Their property, then they have the final say over that, but it's something we can certainly look into. Kelly, Kelly, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Linda, everyone needs to watch out for scam. Yes, that's very true. Outside stores and shopping have been approached by people asking for help with money to get gas repairs. Yeah, Kelly, I tell you, you're absolutely right. Wait, Linda, you're absolutely right. Really, both. Linda, you're absolutely right. We try to respond to that if we get called to it. A lot of times those individuals move from parking lot to parking lot. But yes, I understand people are in need and individuals that may be on a corner and ask for some type of financial need or a situation. It's hard to know what people's true situations are. I do believe there's people out there that try to take advantage of other people, and I do believe there's people there who are really in need. So just be mindful, just be careful. And if you're approached and you have some concern, um, concern if it's a scam or if you call us, we'll be glad to come and talk to them and check it out. If you feel uneasy about anything, I'd ask you to walk away from them until they move on, or if you want to call us to have us respond. But that is a great point. You just don't know. I miss Newport News, my hometown. Well, and where are you at now? If you miss Newport News, are you like across the street in Hampton, or are you like in another city or in another state? So you gotta share with us where you're at. But it's good to have you here tonight. How are things in the Riverside area? They're very good. They're very good. Yeah, Newport News is a great city. It's great people. Military town. We care a lot about people here, for me, when we talk about law enforcement, I want to share some things with the department, with you about the department. But
She's in Texas.
Texas. Well, how did you get to Texas from? Well, that's another story. But how did you go from Newport News to Texas? That's quite a haul. But I hope you're well, and I wish you and your family a very, very happy holiday and Merry Christmas. But I want to share. I'm always going to support and try to have conversations with individuals. Try to create dialogue. However we do that, right? If we have people that'll sit down and talk to us, I would much rather have conversations instead of confrontations. Um, we may agree or we may not agree, but having those conversations, I think, allows respectfully. I think that's how we get better. That's how we move forward. This department has been looked at to the governor's office. We're doing courageous conversations with the Department of Justice to talk about ways, how do we improve, how can we do better. It really gives us a chance to highlight all the things that we're doing based off of community policing, following the 21st century policing that came out under President Obama, and my friend Chief Ramsey helped oversee and put that together. Um, I think that this city gets it. We want to hear from people. We want to have that interaction. We want to have those conversations. And I think if we meet somewhere in the middle, it really sets a tone for us moving forward. It doesn't have to be left or right. I think we can meet in the middle and make some great things happen. Everybody's point has value. People have value, and it's our job to try to bring people together and serve all the citizens of this city, regardless of your beliefs or your zip code, your income, your race. It doesn't make any difference. It's about all of us coming together and moving Newport News forward. Deborah, that's pretty impressive. That's pretty impressive. Hi, Chief and Annie. So yes, Jamie's here and she's making sure I don't touch anything. She tells me where to sit, where to look. I'm talking into this blue dot, and like, Chief, don't touch anything. So yeah, she's here running the show as usual. But I hope you have a great holiday, Annie. And thank you. I appreciate that. Alfred, Alfred, thank you so much. I appreciate that, and it means a lot to the department. Thank you. You take the time out when officers see those things, the Merry Christmas and praying for them and bless it. It's important. This is a hard job. It's challenging. We expect men and women to put on this uniform and go to call, highs and lows, right? Calls that deal with violence, people in need, people that are in distress, people that are afraid, people that are frustrated, and to handle those calls, write the report, may or may not make an arrest, interact with citizens, and go to the next call and the next call. Go home, spend time with their families, and come back and do the same thing again. That's what we do. And to expect it to go 100% right all the time, I know is unreasonable. I know it's unreasonable. But I think that we strive to do better each day, to look out for each other, not to cover for each other, to look out for each other, right? If this officer needs a day off, or if this officer needs maybe assigned to another area, look out for each other's mental and physical wellness. know about each other's families, to check on each other. Our supervisor. That's why leadership is so important. Uh, you know, look at this department like it's a family. We may not always agree, but I value the men and women who come to work here that give up time from their family to serve the citizens of this great city. I think that's admirable. And through all the challenges that we face, through the demonstrations and the protests and the pandemic, the loss of an officer, the first officer we've lost in almost 26 years, um, I see what these men and women do. I get cards and letters and emails and phone calls about um, groceries being bought, birthday gifts or Christmas gifts for children, bills being paid, giving rides home, little things, fixing a light bulb, little things that mean a lot. And that is what I'm looking for. I'm looking for officers to come into this department or join this department that have a heart for people, that want to solve problems and get engaged, find the right resources. The time we spend with citizens is important. It's never going to be about the number of arrests that we make or citations we write or the guns we seize. It's going to be about the time we invest in other people who need help, who depend on us, who ask for help, and we're there. That matters. That matters. What the men and women do in this department, it matters. And I think our citizens see that. I can't tell you the number of individuals, and I said it earlier today, and Jamie gave me a hard time, but I'm going to say it again. The number of individuals that bring by snacks and treats, homemade cookies or pies or whatever it is, I care about this department, so I make sure that I field test every one of those items, right? Whether it's candy, chocolate chip cookies, peanut butter cookies, it's hard to go wrong with that. Cupcakes, all those things that come in, I make sure I try them first, just to keep everybody safe. But the churches and family members and military spouses that have come by, kids who come by, young kids who come by and sing Christmas carols in the front lobby. It's a good time of year, and I think it just speaks volumes of what this department is to the community, and also what this community is and means to this department. Alfred, we got a good evening. Had a good time today. Cameron, thank you. It was a very good deal. Thank you, my friend. Thank you. Hope you both have a great holiday. Yeah, Annie, I'm sure she'll be fine. She'll be all right. I will make sure she gets the message. Look, she's like highlighted it like 3 times, Annie, to make sure I saw it. Yeah, yeah, she knows what she's doing. And I would interact more with it, but I don't know how to move the cursor around on the screen. No, Jamie does a great job, but just like tonight, she's given up time away from her family to be here to make sure to facilitate this, to make sure it happens, and that doesn't go unnoticed. And she knows how I feel about her and the division she has here and works here with her team. They do a great job. It's important that we tell our story, that we highlight the good things that officers are doing, that we talk about issues in our community, and we're open and transparent. At least that's my hope in what we try to do and having some of these conversations. And I have to say, originally I wasn't sure this was the right way to go, if people would want to interact with a computer screen, but I'm learning, and they've taught me a little bit, but I'm learning. Kim, hi Chief, Merry Christmas. I'm so thankful. Shout out to a good friend Austin, Chief Mike Hudgens.
It was supposed to say assistant.
I said, yep. I'm gonna miss the guy. Yeah, Kim. He is a big loss to this department, no doubt. He's also a loss to this community. But what he did over 25 years, in this city is he invested himself not only in the city and our communities, but he invested himself in officers that were coming up underneath him. There's a little bit of Mike Hudgens and officers that he has supervised, that he's worked with, those that have worked along beside him. So when I say he's left a mark, it's a good mark. That people will carry on and do things under his leadership, and myself included. Mike has a huge heart for people, and he will take that to Pineville, but he has installed that in this department. The city of Newport News, I believe, is better because Chief Hudgens was an assistant chief here, because Chief Hudgens decided over 28 years ago that he raised his right hand and was going to be a police officer in this city. And I see how he interacts with younger officers. Destiny comes to mind of the conversations he's had with her. Now, they're supposed to be mentoring her. I think they played jokes and teased each other more than anything else. But Chief Hudgens has a heart for people, and he has installed that in other people that are here. and that matters. It makes a difference. The human side. Yes, Jamie is taking care of everything. I wonder why she was over there laughing. Got it. Robin.
This one, I particularly like.
You know what? Can we block that? I'm gonna figure out how to do that. Andy, that's great. No, she's terrific. Robin, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Can I help you try that? Oh, she's
cookies.
talking about. You know what? I might need another tester. So when we get some cupcakes and cookies in here, I might. But I do feel like I need to be the one to make sure that the snacks are okay. So the cupcakes and the pies and the cookies, I will go ahead and take the front line and make sure that they're okay. Uh, Mabel, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. I said hello, Merry Christmas. Please tell her that I said hello, and I appreciate her and you both. That's really nice. Thank you, Annie. I appreciate that. Keisha, thanks for working with Newport on the car from the young lady from Norfolk. Yeah, so Keisha, that is a ongoing case, but I know what you're referring to, and very, very hard case. But the detectives here and there did an amazing job working together, and hopefully we have brought some, not healing, but some small piece of uncertainty closure that starts that process. So thank you for that, Keisha. It means a lot. I'll share that with the detectives. That means a lot. So what we got? We got a few more minutes left. I just want to share. I hope I haven't missed any of the posts that come in, but I appreciate the interaction from the community to be able to talk with you. And it's been. I know there's a lot of better. I know there's a lot of other things you could be doing than interacting and talking with me in this computer screen. But it's important to me to hear your thoughts, your ideas, your concerns, your comments, and your questions. Again, I think it goes back to that dialogue. And if we know each other and we're interacting with each other, even if it's words on a screen, I think it helps us have a better interaction, better thought process about how do we make things better in our city and our community. So I do appreciate you all that take the time. And whether you're looking at this now or later in the day or later in the week, it just gives us an opportunity to respond to questions, concerns, and talk about ideas. And have some dialogue. I think it's important, and the passion that I have for young people, for youth. I think having those conversations. Like I said, we just had the Christmas party with the young adult police commissioners after we packed food and boxes together for people in need at the food bank. And as we kind of went around the room and asked people what they were thankful for, we kind of had a toast with some grape juice, right? About what people were thankful for, and one of the commissioners said, "I'm thankful for this, the interaction that the police department has given me the opportunity." Captain Tegens and Lieutenant Morgan and her staff do an amazing job, and when I see those young people talking to officers in a different venue where they have legitimate conversations, it's impressive. Even if I stand back in the back corner and watch that interaction, it's pretty impressive. Now, some of the stuff that they talk about, they got to break it down to me. The TikTok and the Twitter and Insta Chat and all those things. I'm not too well versed, but I see them have conversations, and I see a growing relationship where those young people care about men and women in this organization, this department. But I also see people in this department, sworn officers, interact and having conversation with those young people, and I believe that is change. I believe that is how we move forward, that we become better tomorrow than we are today. And I know we're better today than we were yesterday. It's things like that to get the ball rolling in those conversations. We bring individuals from our community and we put them on promotional process panels, right? So citizens are asking questions. Earlier today, we had our use of force review board with 4 officers and 4 citizens. And they saw raw body-worn camera footage of the 7 incidents where we used force in this department. And we vote. And everybody's counted equal. In policy, out of policy, or in policy, but there may be some things we could do better with training. So that's valuable. And if there's a tie, I don't break that. I chair it with Chief Grinstead, but I don't break that. If there's a tie, we send it back to Internal Affairs, and they talk about it through the Commonwealth Attorney's Office to see if there's any criminal act. But that stuff's valuable. And the more we are open and transparent, the more we bring our community into this department, and the more this department goes out into the community, I think we get better. It's not us versus them. It's going to take all of us to make things better in our community in this great city. And I am thankful. So my holiday Thanksgiving is thankful to work in this city. Thankful to work with such great men and women in this department, sworn and civilian. And I mean that from the dispatchers, from the individuals that work in our records department, from the officers that are sitting in the academy now, and from the officers who've been here 25, 30 years. I think this is one of the most talented group of men and women that I've ever been around. And I think the young people that we interact with, the young people of this city, the youth of this city are some of the most talented people. And I enjoy the conversations and working together. And I'm very humbled, and I don't take it lightly. Let me get back to Angela. How can citizens connect and help out your department? So we have a couple ways. We have volunteers. I just ask that you be engaged in what's going on in your community, be the eyes and ears. There's 465 officers in the city of Newport News. So 181,000 citizens. You outnumber us. But you know what's going on in your community. Interact with your neighbors, know your neighbors. If you see something that looks out of place or you're concerned, call us. Let us respond. I'd much rather respond and it be nothing than not get a phone call at all and it be something. If you see a domestic violence situation or you hear about a domestic violence situation, let us know. Let us know. But just getting involved, getting engaged, having these conversations, I think is important. Sharing information back and forth, that's important. Robin, thank you for all of your service. You appreciate it, State. Robin, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Grape juice, not Diet Mountain Dew. No, look, the kids didn't want the Diet Mountain Dew. They wanted the grape juice, so we toasted Welch's grape juice, but it was still pretty cool. I did have a Diet Mountain Dew afterwards, though. Thank you and your department for caring enough to do this and keep in touch. Billy, thank you, my friend. Merry Christmas to you and your family. Please stay safe. Pam, tough job being a police officer. We appreciate you. Pam, thank you very much. That means a lot. Deborah, Merry Christmas to you. Nikki, I had 3 teenagers try and break in. Police did nothing. So Nikki, you have to give me an address or situation when you say we did nothing. You kind of explain that to me. If you provide us a number, I'll be glad to call you and call you right after I get off here. Or which precinct, what area? I mean, I don't know where that is. So you have to share some of that with me. I'm not sure what you're referring to, but I'll be glad to talk to you about it and touch base and talk to the precinct captain and see what happened. But you got to give me a little more than that. But I'll be glad to talk to you. I'd appreciate you calling or providing a number. I can call you, or you can call me tomorrow. Whatever works best for you. I'd be glad to talk to you about it. I will tell you that our burglaries are down in the city. Robberies are down. Rapes are down. Homicides are even with where they were at this time last year. Our shootings were down 2 from this time last year right now. Nikki, thank you. I'll be glad to call you as soon as I finish here. I won't touch anything and mess anything up. I'll let Jamie shut it down and then I'll give you a call. But as we move forward, one of the things that we're looking at is really investing next year in technology. I want us to work smarter. And technology evolves so quickly. I want us to do a lot of things there. Nikki, that's no problem. Absolutely. Jamie's writing it down, and I'll be glad to call you as soon as we finish up here. I'll be glad to call you. But I really want to focus on that. We'll continue our recruiting efforts. Like I said, we have an academy that's halfway through now, another one that'll start in February, and then we'll do another one over the summer, and then another one as we move into the latter part of the fall of 2021. But I'm looking for good things. I know we're a little bit over our time here, but I did start a little late, so I don't want to short anybody, right? But I do. I wish all of you a happy holiday season. Those that celebrated Hanukkah and Christmas and just happy holidays across the board. Please be safe and look out for one another. I appreciate you all taking the time again to have a conversation and interact. But just stay engaged, stay safe. I know this pandemic it's changed a lot of things, and we talk about that. I see the number of suicides where we're at concerns me. I see the number of overdoses, um, not just overdoses, but also overdose death. They concern me. And I know things are challenging. People out of work and uncertainty and the pandemic and choices that parents have to make with their children. I get that. And it affects all of us, right? All of us. Um, so at times, it's okay to take a step back, take a deep breath, remember that we're all in this together. And as long as we talk to each other, we can get through this. We will. I promise you, we will.
Did you eat them all?
Kim, you don't need to talk about any cookies that were sent to anybody. I'm
Did
sure
you
they
eat 'em
found
all?
their way through the department.
Mm-hmm.
I needed to make sure, and if Jamie wasn't here when they were here, then Tell you what, Kim, if you send some more cookies or brownies through here, I'll make sure she gets one or two. Foster, thank you, my friend. Annie, I don't need any help. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah. I see you. I see you. Zach, in the department, the list of receiving. Yeah, Zach. So we talked a little bit about the vaccine earlier. I've seen that it's getting ready to come out. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think the first part of those are at most risk, and the health professionals first, and then I think it goes into first responders. If you're asking me a date, I don't know that. I know we've had some conversation about it, but we did start looking at our numbers and of how many we have here in the police department and fire department. So those conversations are definitely taking place. Bonnie is a good resource for all ages during isolation. Wow, Bonnie, thank you. I think that's important. But, goingfarther.net. I have to take a look at that. Great. So listen, I've held you up long enough. Please be safe. Have a great Wednesday evening. We'll do this again in January. So please, Happy New Year. We're going to have a great 2021. Things will get better, and we will get through all this together. So listen, God bless each and every one of you. Thanks for chiming in tonight, spending some time with me, and we'll talk again soon. All right. Merry Christmas.